Cuba! Even just saying the name feels like an invitation to adventure. It's a word that instantly brings to mind a kaleidoscope of images. Sun-drenched streets, pastel-colored buildings, and the unmistakable rhythm of life that pulses through every corner of this island nation. Just the name conjures up images of vibrant colors, rhythmic music, and vintage cars. But Cuba is so much more than its iconic symbols. It's a place where history and culture are woven into the very fabric of daily life, where every street corner tells a story, and where the past and present dance together in a way that's uniquely Cuban. I'd always dreamt of experiencing this Caribbean island, with its rich history and infectious energy. The stories I'd heard, of revolution, resilience, and celebration, sparked my curiosity. I imagined wandering through cobblestone streets, discovering hidden courtyards, and soaking up the atmosphere that makes Cuba so legendary. And let me tell you, it did not disappoint. From the very first moment, Cuba felt alive with possibility. The energy here is contagious. Everywhere you look, people are connecting, sharing stories, and living life with a passion that's impossible to ignore. From the moment I stepped off the plane, I knew this was going to be an adventure. The air was thick with anticipation, and I could feel my heart racing as I took my first steps onto Cuban soil. There's something magical about arriving in a place you've only ever dreamed of. Suddenly, the dream becomes real. The air was thick with warmth and the scent of tropical flowers. Every breath was filled with the fragrance of hibiscus, bougainvillea, and the salty tang of the nearby sea. The lush gardens and towering palms seemed to welcome me, promising days filled with sunshine and discovery. The sounds of salsa music drifted through the air, inviting me to move my feet. It's impossible to stand still when the rhythms of Cuba surround you. Every beat seems to echo the heartbeat of the island itself. Musicians play with a joy that's infectious, and before you know it, you're swept up in the dance, whether you know the steps or not. And the smiles on the faces of the Cuban people were as warm as the Caribbean sun. There's a genuine friendliness here, a willingness to share, to welcome, and to celebrate life together. Whether you're a visitor or a local, you're greeted with open arms and a sense of belonging that's truly special. I was ready to dive headfirst into this vibrant culture. Every moment felt like an opportunity to learn, to taste, to listen, and to connect. From sampling street food bursting with flavor to capturing the perfect photo of a sunlit plaza, I knew my journey in Cuba was just beginning. Get ready to salsa because we're off to Cuba. This is a place where every day is a celebration, every night is filled with music, and every experience is unforgettable. Join me as we explore the heart and soul of this incredible island. Viva Cuba! The flight was your typical long-haul journey. It felt like we were in the air for ages, and my bottom was starting to resemble a crumpled paper bag. But as soon as the plane touched down in Havana, all thoughts of discomfort vanished. Stepping out onto Cuban soil felt like stepping back in time. Gleaming vintage cars from the 1950s cruised the streets, painted in every color imaginable. It was as if I'd wandered onto a movie set. The air was alive with the sounds of laughter, music, and the rhythmic chatter of Spanish. The adventure was about to begin. Havana, oh Havana. The very name conjures up images of sun-soaked streets, vibrant rhythms, and a city pulsing with life. From the moment you arrive, Havana wraps you in its warm embrace, inviting you to lose yourself in its unique blend of history, culture, and color. The city is alive with energy, and every corner seems to tell a story. This city is a feast for the senses. The streets are alive with the sounds of laughter, the strumming of guitars, and the infectious rhythms of salsa music drifting from open doorways. People move with a relaxed confidence, greeting each other with smiles and friendly nods. The air is thick with the promise of adventure, and you can't help but feel swept up in the excitement. Imagine strolling down cobbled streets, lined with pastel-colored buildings adorned with intricate balconies. Each building seems to have its own personality, with peeling paint in shades of turquoise, pink, and yellow, and wrought iron railings overflowing with flowers. The architecture is a living testament to Havana's rich past, blending Spanish colonial elegance with Caribbean flair. As you wander, you might catch glimpses of locals chatting from their windows or children playing games in the shade. The scent of strong Cuban coffee wafts from street vendors, mingling with the aroma of freshly cooked plantains. It's impossible to resist stopping for a tiny cup of rich, dark espresso, served with a smile and a few friendly words. The flavors are bold and unforgettable, just like the city itself. Street food stalls tempt you with crispy empanadas, sweet churros, and the irresistible sizzle of plantains frying in hot oil. Every bite is a celebration of Cuban culinary tradition. We visited Revolution Square, a vast plaza dominated by the iconic images of Che Guevara and José Martí. Standing in the middle of this historic space, you can almost feel the echoes of passionate speeches and the weight of history that has shaped modern Cuba. The square is both a gathering place and a symbol of the Cuban spirit, resilient, proud, and unbreakable. It was a powerful reminder of Cuba's revolutionary past. The larger-than-life mural of Che Guevara gazes out over the city, inspiring both locals and visitors alike. People pause to reflect, take photos, and absorb the significance of this place. It's a moment to appreciate the struggles and triumphs that have defined Cuba's identity, and to feel connected to something much bigger than yourself. Of course, no trip to Havana is complete without a ride in one of those iconic vintage cars. These classic American automobiles, lovingly restored and painted in every color of the rainbow, are as much a part of the city's character as its music and architecture. Hopping into one of these beauties is like stepping back in time, and the drivers are always eager to share stories about their cars and their city. We piled into a candy apple red convertible feeling like stars from another era as we cruised along the Malecón, the city's famous sea wall. The salty breeze tangled our hair as we gazed out at the sparkling Caribbean Sea on one side and the lively city on the other. The Malecón is where Havana comes alive at sunset, with locals gathering to fish, play music, or simply watch the waves crash against the rocks. In that moment, with the city glowing in the golden light, we felt the true magic of Havana, a city that dances to its own rhythm and welcomes everyone to join in. Next stop, Varadero. This stretch of coastline is what beach dreams are made of. Imagine powdery white sand that stretches as far as the eye can see, kissed by the sparkling turquoise waters of the Caribbean Sea. We spent our days swimming in crystal clear waters, sipping on fresh coconut water, and soaking up the sun. One afternoon I even tried my hand at salsa dancing on the beach. Let's just say my attempts were more enthusiastic than graceful, but it was impossible not to get caught up in the infectious rhythm. Varadero was pure bliss, a true tropical paradise. From the coast to the countryside, our journey took us to Viñales, a region known for its lush tobacco plantations and dramatic limestone cliffs called mogotes. We hopped on horseback and rode through the verdant valleys, surrounded by towering mogotes that seemed to rise out of the earth like giant green thumbs. Oh yes, everyone! Please leave a comment below if you are enjoying this Cuban adventure. I really love hearing from you. Trinidad, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, transported us back in time to the era of Spanish colonial grandeur. Imagine cobblestone streets lined with brightly painted houses, their ornate balconies just overflowing with vibrant flowers. Horse-drawn carriages clattered over the stones, and honestly, the air was filled with the sound of live music spilling out from every doorway. We wandered through Plaza Mayor, the heart of the city, admiring the beautiful colonial architecture. In the evening, we found ourselves totally captivated by the rhythmic beats of a live salsa band. Trinidad was a true gem, a place where history and music intertwined to create an unforgettable atmosphere. Our next stop was Cienfuegos, a charming city known as the Pearl of the South. Cienfuegos boasts elegant French colonial architecture, a legacy of its founding by French settlers in the 19th century. We strolled along the waterfront promenade, admiring the graceful buildings and the sparkling waters of the bay. Hey everybody, please remember to check out the great travel links in the description below. You may be able to make some savings on your next trip. I hope you find the links useful. One thing that truly makes Cuba special is the music. It's everywhere. From the moment you step onto the island, you're greeted by a rhythm that seems to pulse through the very air. Whether you're wandering down a bustling street in Havana or relaxing in a quiet village square, the sounds of music are never far away. It's as if the entire country moves to a constant, joyful beat, and you can't help but be swept up in it. From the streets of Havana to the sun-drenched beaches of Varadero, the air vibrates with the sounds of salsa, rumba, and son. Musicians set up on street corners, their guitars and percussion echoing through the neighborhoods, while dancers spin and sway with effortless grace. Even the waves seem to keep time with the music, creating a soundtrack that's uniquely Cuban. It's not just entertainment, it's a way of life, a celebration of culture and community that brings people together, no matter where you are on the island. We spent an unforgettable evening at a local club in Trinidad, a city famous for its colonial charm and vibrant nightlife. As soon as we walked in, we were welcomed by the infectious rhythms of a live band and the warm smiles of locals eager to share their passion for music and dance. The dance floor was alive with energy, people of all ages moving together, laughing and losing themselves in the moment. It didn't matter if you were a seasoned dancer or had 2 left feet, everyone was invited to join in, and the sense of community was truly heartwarming. The energy was absolutely infectious. It was impossible not to get caught up in the excitement, to clap along, to try a few dance steps, and to feel the music deep in your soul. The joy on everyone's faces was genuine, and for a few hours, it felt like we were all part of one big Cuban family, united by the universal language of music and dance. And the food, oh the food! Cuba's culinary scene is just as lively and colorful as its music. Every meal is a celebration, bursting with flavors and aromas that reflect the island's rich history and diverse influences. From the street vendors selling fresh fruit and churros, tempting you with the sweet scent of sugar and cinnamon, to the bustling markets where you can sample tropical fruits you've never even heard of, there's always something delicious to try. The street food culture here is vibrant and welcoming, offering a taste of everyday Cuban life with every bite. And then there are the family-run restaurants, where generations-old recipes are lovingly prepared and served with pride. Dishes like ropa vieja, tender shredded beef in a savory tomato sauce, and moros y cristianos, black beans and rice, are staples that tell the story of Cuba's cultural melting pot. Each meal feels like a warm embrace, a reminder of the island's hospitality and the importance of sharing good food with good company. My taste buds were seriously tantalized by the blend of flavors, a delicious fusion of Spanish, African, and Caribbean influences that makes every bite an adventure. Whether you're savoring a simple plate of rice and beans or indulging in a feast of fresh seafood and tropical fruits, Cuban cuisine is a celebration of life, just like its music. And that's what makes Cuba truly unforgettable. The way every sense is awakened, and every moment feels like a celebration. As our Cuban adventure drew to a close, I realized that this island had captured a piece of my heart. Cuba is a place of contrasts, a fascinating blend of history and modernity, where vintage cars share the roads with horse-drawn carriages, and the rhythms of salsa fill the air. But most of all, it's the warmth and resilience of the Cuban people that left a lasting impression. Their love of life, music, and laughter is truly infectious. Cuba, you were unforgettable. I'll be back for more mojitos and merengue soon.